Good night and welcome to Benalmádena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. After 2 years of closure, first because of the pandemic and then because of the expansion and renovation works, the Anica Torres Active Participation Center is getting closer to reopening its doors.
The Anica Torres Active Participation Center is getting closer to reopening its doors after the remodeling works that have been carried out in the municipal facility. The mayor of Benalmádena, Victor Navas, visited this renovated space last week, accompanied by the councilwoman Irene Díaz and Marisabel Ruiz. There, they held a meeting with the center board of directors and some of its users, with whom they visit the renovated facilities. The expansion and improvement of the center Anica Torres are already complete, and for its inauguration only remains the final reception of the works. Once we proceed to this reception in the coming weeks, we will be ready to reopen the facilities, which will provide the necessary equipment for the development of its activities. The mayor highlighted the result of the intervention and spoke about how this claim reached his ears back in 2014. It is a very functional performance, adapted to the environment and made with the most advanced and best quality construction materials, providing our seniors with a space for recreation and leisure much more spacious, bright and pleasant, thus meeting the increase in users in recent years. Thus, we fulfill our commitments to the elderly of Benalmádena. We continue working to improve the quality of life of citizens. For her part, Díaz stressed that this is a dream come true for her delegation and stressed that they are very eager to return to activity. This dream is already a reality, and it is a great satisfaction to achieve one of the objectives that we set ourselves upon our arrival to the municipal government. We are very excited to fulfill an electoral commitment and thus respond to a demand made by our elders for more than 10 years. Our elders are delighted with the results, and they are looking forward to resume their activity. The investment made for this expansion and improvement works exceed the €1 million and began in January last year. In addition to the elevation of the new floor, the works of the center also include on the first floor the creation of a new courtyard of light, Japanese-inspired, and with the planting of an olive tree.
The Tourism Board celebrated last week the first meeting of the season, an encounter that served to establish and coordinate the communication between City Council and the tourism sector, discussing strategies, projects and ideas.
The mayor of Benalmádena and tourism councilman, Victor Navas, chaired last Friday at the Sunset Beach Hotel a new meeting of the Tourism Board, which was attended by a large representation of the hospitality entrepreneurs and merchants of the municipality, as well as representatives of AECOS and ACEP. Navas highlighted the importance of this group to create communication channels with the sector. We are celebrating the first tourism board of the season. In our management strategy, active listening to the tourism and hotel sector plays a fundamental role, and this meeting is an essential tool to put issues in common, plan the season, present our projects and listen to their demands. The goal is to establish and coordinate the participation of all the local tourist agents to define the main lines of action that will allow Benalmádena to consolidate itself as a reference destination. This will favor a plural dialogue that will lead to numerous initiatives to develop the tourist activity in a sustainable way. He also spoke about the topics that focused the meeting and presented the new tourism promotion strategy. One of the topics discussed today was the organization of the second edition of this tourism board and the possibility of holding it before the summer after a forced break of 2 years since its previous celebration because of the pandemic. We have also exchanged impressions of the projects that we develop from the municipal government and affect the hotel sector, in addition to addressing the tourism promotion strategy that we will launch from the local government in collaboration with the productive fabric to enhance and relaunch the tourism brand of Benalmádena. The mayor stressed the instability caused by the pandemic and the war in Ukraine, explaining that they have to wait and see how it affects the tourism industry.
Son momentos complicados.
We continue to live in complicated times. The pandemic has not yet ended, and we are now with the uncertainty of the war in Ukraine and all the consequences it can generate in the tourism sector. Tourism has a fundamental role in the creation of wealth and work in the municipality, so it is vital to work together and create agile communication channels between public administration and the private sector.
City Hall is working on a new headline for traders and businesses from Avenida Lai, with the goal of compensating possible losses that may be caused as a result of the works planned for the rehabilitation of the area.
The mayor of Benalmádena, Víctor Navas, announced on Monday that the government team is working to create an aid line aimed at traders and businessmen from Avenida Alay, an area that will go under one of the most important works that will be developed during this legislature.
Estamos trabajando ya en una línea de ayudas.
We are already working on an aid which goal will be compensating possible losses that may be suffered by traders and entrepreneurs as a result of these works. The calculation of losses will be made based on the income statement of previous years, comparing it with that of the period in which the work in question is developed, with the aid going to subsidize a percentage of such losses according to the calculation referred to. The mayor explained that although the work was expected to start soon, after the tourism board held last Friday and in response to the demands of traders and entrepreneurs, they are assessing the possibility of postponing it for next fall.
Estamos valorando la posibilidad.
We will study whether such a postponement is feasible. We have to discuss it with the contractors to assess the various possibilities to try to mitigate the inconvenience arising from the project. It is a work with an investment of nearly 3 million euros, and that will result in a comprehensive remodeling of the road, in line with the modernization and improvement project that we are addressing in Benalmádena Costa. We improve infrastructure, gain space for pedestrians, and create new areas of trees, also responding to other demands in the area. Regarding the works that the City Council has recently adjudged, the mayor noted that they require loads of material and many supplies are being compromised due to the shortage caused first by the pandemic and now by the war in Ukraine. As a government team, we want to ensure that none of these works stops as a result of this shortage of supplies, so we have initiated contacts to ensure that, once they start, they continue without interruption. Our priority will be that all the works are completed on time, and if there is any doubts as a result of the supplies stoppage, we will opt to wait the necessary time to start the works with certainty that they will proceed without stoppage. Because of this, many of the works that were scheduled to begin in the coming weeks could see their initial schedule modified to ensure that they would be executed at once and without stoppage as a result of the shortage of materials. Navas spoke about these unforeseen events that are affecting City Hall schedules and how will they handle them. We are being forced into circumstances that we could not contemplate when we start the contracted files. A few days ago was known that 80% of the works in the province are being paralyzed as a result of this scenario of uncertainty. In fact, one of the most important cement companies in the province has paralyzed its production these days. Given this scenario of uncertainty, we would not want to start any of these works and be forced to paralyze them due to the lack of supplies. So we have decided to wait a few days in order to see how the market situation develops over the next few weeks. As soon as we have the certainty that we will be able to start the works and finish them on date, we will continue to develop the investment plan.
The musical and theatre festival comes back to Benalmádena again this summer with the best entertainment. Tributes to Mecano or Tina Turner, the show of Mayumana, and plays like Full Monty or Romeo and Juliet are part of its program.
City Council Plenary Hall hosted this week the presentation of the second edition of the Musical and Theatre Festival that will be held at the Municipal Auditorium of Arroyo de la Miel from July 5th to August 27th. The presentation was attended by the Mayor of Benalmádena, Víctor Navas, Festivities Councilwoman Pilar Ramírez, Culture Provincial Deputy Víctor González, and Theatre Properties Director Tomás Padilla.
Para nosotros,
For this City Council, this festival is an important and different commitment to culture, a claim of the most attractive of the summer in the province that is based on the premise of bringing to Benalmádena the best musicals of the season in Madrid, outdoors and at a much cheaper price than in the capital. The festival is a private bet of the production company Theatre Properties with the support of the City Council and Diputación. It is a unique proposal that puts Benalmádena on the cultural map during the summer. 2 months of uninterrupted programming with acclaimed shows that can be enjoyed outdoors in an unbeatable environment. From the Provincial Council, we have decided to join this project because we believe that it is a spectacular cultural offer and complementary to others that are made on the Costa del Sol and has come to stay. Benalmádena has its own stamp. The Municipal Auditorium thus adds a very exclusive and varied programming to that offered by the province of Málaga, reaffirming its commitment to theatre and music of high quality. Theatre Properties made a significant investment last year in the improvement, restoration, and construction of the necessary facilities. Theatre Properties can launch this festival thanks to the support of the City Council of Benalmádena and the Provincial Council of Málaga, which has joined in this second edition, which have made a firm commitment to culture. We are also going to give a twist to the auditorium bar, which we have baptized as Backstage, because we want it to be a space to enjoy the culture and the moments before and after the theatre. This year we have had more time to organize and program, as can be seen in the variety and quality of shows that are part of this second edition. The plays Full Monty or Romeo and Juliet, the show from Mayumaná, or tributes to artists such as Mecano or Tina Turner are part of the program. The star show of the season will be Romeo and Juliet, an immortal love that will be accompanied in the programming by another musical, The Full Monty, and by La Llamada. We will also bring the original production of Mayumaná, with the original artistic and production cast from Israel. Comedy will once again play a leading role with 2 great plays with the best of the Spanish theatre scene, La Curva de la Felicidad by the Descalzas Production Company, starring Jesús Cisneros and Gabino Diego, and the national premiere of Secretos Ibéricos, a Theatre Properties production. We will also have a magic show with Alex Navarro, a showman in both magic and audience interaction. Finally, we will bring back tributes, although they will not be mere concerts. There will be one dedicated to Mecano, starring actor Carlos Benito, La Magia de Hollywood, a very elegant journey through the great songs of the history of cinema, and we will bring from London one of the best Tina Turner tribute artists who has been on stage in London and Las Vegas. Ticket prices will range from 20 to 35 euros, and the residents registered in Benalmádena will have a 10% discount. Tickets can already be purchased on the web auditoriobenalmadena.com.
The conflict in Ukraine is causing an exodus of refugees to different countries, and in our municipality, one of the main axes on which the aid is articulated is the Red Cross, which, among other initiatives, has already organized the Spanish classes for Ukrainians.
General Administration Councilman Sergio Torralbo and the president of Red Cross Benalmádena, Paqui López, spoke with the media last Friday to highlight various initiatives to help the Ukrainian people and the refugees we are receiving. Accompanying them were also Social Welfare Councilwoman Alicia Ladaga, Health Councilman Juan Carrillo, and Provincial Deputy Irene Díaz. Torralbo spoke about the group created by the consistory to channel aid. The City Council has created a motor group in a cross-cutting manner. We want to thank the Red Cross for having so quickly set up Spanish courses for refugees from Ukraine, essential for people who arrive in Benalmádena fleeing the sad situation that is occurring in their country of origin. In addition to the housing support that their families are offering them, the first thing we must offer them is the knowledge of the language, an essential aspect to get by on a daily basis. He explained that the registration in the Padrón has been facilitated for the refugees and thanked the citizens for their collaboration. A few days ago, a ministerial order was issued which facilitates the access to the municipal registry for refugees from Ukraine. The minors do not need the authorization of both parents to register in Benalmádena, only one, because most are arriving accompanied only by their mother because the father has decided to remain at the front. I want to thank the citizens of Benalmádena for their collaboration and solidarity. Paqui López valued the joint work with the City Council, explaining that they have already begun to teach Spanish classes. City Council immediately contacted us when people from the Ukraine began to arrive to coordinate and offer them the best possible care. We have already begun to offer Spanish classes, and this week we have had the first class. We are meeting with 3 teachers to organize the great demand that is coming to us. We have outgrown the classes, and the teachers we have are not enough. We are working on increasing both the number of courses and the number of teachers. She also explained what to do if you are interested in attending these classes and made a calling for collaboration, stressing the importance of centralizing the help. The City Council has made a great effort in all aspects and levels to serve the Ukrainian people as best as possible. People interested in receiving classes only have to come to the Red Cross headquarters in Benalmádena Costa. On our website, there are also 3 current accounts where people interested in collaborating can make their donations. Spanish Red Cross is in close contact with the Ukrainian, Russian and Polish Red Cross delegations, so it is important that we channel and coordinate all donations because we have a direct line with them and know firsthand their needs. Education Councilman Pablo Centella also spoke that day about the arrival of refugees of school age. The education delegation is in contact with the educational centers to know the volume of people from Ukraine who are attending, trying to expedite the maximum integration. Especially in the last few days, quite a number of children are arriving, and we have already enrolled 15 boys and girls from Ukraine in our schools. We have held a telematic meeting with all the directors to know firsthand the situation and check what we can do from education to promote school integration. From this City Council, we want to be especially supportive, removing all administrative barriers that delay the incorporation of children to the school year.
And these are today's headlines. The Anica Torres Center starts planning its reopening. New meeting on the Tourism Board. City Hall prepares an aid for businesses from Avenida Lai. Musical and theater this summer in Benalmádena. Red Cross organizes Spanish classes for Ukrainians. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with cloudy skies with occasional showers, more likely on the west coast and the rest of the mountains, tending to lightly cloudy skies at the end of the day. Precipitation could be accompanied by mud deposits in the early hours. Snow elevation rising from 1,700 to 2,000 meters. Morning mist, not ruling out fog in the interior. Temperatures with little change, winds from the east decreasing to light. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, you can stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.